Hey there, Jason Rumore here, Bodywork and Tai Chi. Today we're talking about feet, one of my favorite parts of the body. And I'm going to show you one simple and really enjoyable exercise, lots of benefits and not a lot of time. First, we're going to take a short look at some anatomy to see why we're doing this, and then we'll go ahead and do it. If we take a quick look at the foot here, and looking at the long bones of the toes here, you see in between some of these bones there's blood vessels and nerves. And when a foot is compressed and smashed inside of a typical shoe, that can put compression on these vessels and nerves, which can lead to less than ideal conditions over the long term. So our next exercise is going to help alleviate some of that. You just need your foot and a hand, and gently take a finger and place it between your big toe and second toe, and then just getting a finger in between each toe. And get your fingers in there as much as you can, as close, as far down as you can comfortably. This should not be painful. It might be slightly uncomfortable, like unusual, but it shouldn't be outright painful. And then whatever amount, how many fingers you can get between your toes, it'll be fine. You get one, that's good. You can get all 4 fingers in between 5 toes, that's great too. And then curling your finger or fingers around your toes gently, just giving a little massage, curling your toes into your hand. You can wiggle your toes and just take a deep breath. If you remember from the little anatomy we saw, we're just helping reestablish some space between the toes. Our toes spend far too much time close to each other, too close to each other, and this is a nice way to remind them of what they're capable of doing. And after a short bit, it's somewhere between, usually for most people, it's somewhere between 10 seconds and maybe a minute or so. It doesn't feel so unusual, or it's not uncomfortable anymore, and it just feels like, oh, my fingers are in between my toes, that's fine. If it's feeling more uncomfortable, then go ahead and remove your fingers and maybe do less fingers the next time you try this. Let's go ahead and take those out. Let's do the same thing on the other foot. Putting a finger in between each toes. And if you need to use your other hand to help spread the toes, to get your fingers in there, that's fine. It should feel uncomfortably good. Not so uncomfortable that you're sweating and you can't wait to stop doing this, but it should feel a little uncomfortable, but it feels good at the same time. You know, you're in the ballpark if that's what you're feeling. Curling your fingers into your foot and curling your toes into your hand. Wiggling your toes, breathing a little bit. And you're paying attention for how far through your foot can you feel the opening that's happening right in the toes. Can you feel it in the bones in the foot here? Can you feel it up into the ankle? Can you even feel it up into other parts of the leg? If you can't, that's totally fine. The main point is paying attention to whatever sensations you're able to notice. And so if you don't notice a sensation in your leg here, that's fine. But noticing the sensations in your toes, maybe you can feel something in your foot and maybe even in your ankle. Okay. Go ahead and remove your fingers, put both feet on the floor and wiggle your toes and just noticing the difference of what your feet feel like now. Feels good? What do you notice? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it.